Salute to you all. The brave never fall. I always felt like life has its own rhythm. And in life, when you're living your life and you're working and you're grinding and you're struggling and you're trying to push forward on everything that you do in life, and you seem like no matter what you do, life is just going to keep coming back at you. It's just going to keep punching you. It's just going to keep kicking you. You're going to keep getting pushed from behind when you're not expecting it. Again, the big boulder that hits you in the back of the head. All these things happen to you, and you feel like you're out of place. It can make you feel like you don't have a purpose. It can make you feel like you're not fulfilled. It can make you doubt every good decision you feel like you've made, every little bit of progress you've made, every little bit of progress you want to make, everything that you see on the horizon that you're working towards, all the little flags of hope you see on your path, everything that you see, it just seems like it just doesn't work out for you. You just feel out of rhythm with life. You feel like life has its own heartbeat, has its own rhythm. How do you find your place in that? And it's simple to some people. It appears, let's put that word in, to be simple to some people. To most people, I figure, hey, you're going to have some difficulties along the way. You figured out something. If there's some consistency in anyone's life, if you see that about someone, they just seem super content, super happy, super relieved about not having the pressures on life overtake them. When the boulders come, they get hit, but they just seem to get skinned by them. It's never a full blast right in the back of the head where you're going to get knocked down and you're not going to get back up. The brave never fall. We get back up. We keep walking. We connect with ourselves and we connect with others who have been through the same thing. And better yet, they have the same mindset, because going into life every single day when you wake up, that mindset is what's going to get you over the hump. But you have to have that feeling of hope, right? You have to have that feeling that no matter what happens today, it's not because it's only me. It's happening to a lot of people out there. And what are they going to do to get over that hump? What are they going to do when they get knocked back down? Yeah, I feel strong. I'm going to get back up. But what am I going to do when I get back up? What was I doing before I got knocked down? And when it happened the last time, what happened? After I realized, okay, I'm up. I made decisions after that. What were those decisions? Did they work out for me? Those are questions each individual person has to answer. It doesn't happen in a microcosm where you can just put a bunch of people in a room and hand down a Post-it note and say, read it, and whatever that says is going to work for all of you at the exact same time, at the exact same place. Time and space. Doesn't happen. Does not happen. You can meet someone at a time and a place with the exact same problem, and you two are going to walk away from that problem having dealt with it even very similarly, but it's going to affect your lives in different ways. So as soon as you part ways, your troubles are now your own again, no matter what. It doesn't matter. Yes, we live in this nexus of connection in life where you're connected to everyone. But connections are threads, the strands that come from your body, and they reach out and you affect other people. I always felt like the more of a presence you have, the more of an essence you have when you walk in a room, your strands are going to reach further than people who are withdrawn within themselves and they're only thinking about themselves. They have narcissistic qualities and they're not embracing their self-love. They're using it to manipulate people. Those are the toxic people that have very short strands, very short vibrations. Their frequency is all over the place. You ever meet a balanced person and you know this person is super balanced and they walk in a room and you instantly feel as if there was a problem, this person would know how to figure it out and they're going to be fine no matter what the problem is. How often do you talk to that person? How often has that person offered you advice and you didn't take it? How often did that person say you need to hold yourself accountable because that's what I do? Life's problems are going to happen. They're going to come. They're going to roll towards you. You can move out the way. You can stand there and get bowled over by them. But ultimately, you have all these little pieces that are going to come your way, on your path. They're going to come at you. And you can choose to grab them. Grab a piece, put it in your pocket. Save it for later if you're not sure about it. Because we do get advice from a lot of people. That's where reflection comes in. Reflection is so important. Meditation is very important. And there's so many different ways of meditating. That's another video for another podcast. but you have the opportunity to listen. Listening is so important. Listening to everyone, regardless of what their message is, it's important for you to listen, because the more you listen to other people out there and you see where they're coming from, you can better gauge the people who are talking and just talking, and the people who are talking and actually applying it to their lives in a positive way, and they're actually getting something out of it, something you can see. And it may not be spectacular. I think a lot of people define success by material things. You know the people that I like? I like the people who walk around with t-shirts, jeans, or joggers, because that's what I do. I wear v-necks and joggers. I'm ready to, and running pants and my running shoes. I'm ready to run because that's what I do most. I like to run and work out and about fitness. I want to go for walks. So I'm already dressed for the occasion. But when I'm not dressed like that, I'm dressed very simple. V-necks, simple pants, simple footwear. Nothing about me would say that I'm successful or not successful. You want to know what it is? It's how you carry yourself. Are you standing up straight? Are your shoulders back? Is your head up? Are you proud of who you are? Not in a boasting way. Not in a way where people are walking in the room and they're saying, this guy's full of himself. No, you're just saying, hey, I'm aware of who I am. I'm aware of all my flaws. I don't need you to tell me that. I'm good. I'm working on stuff, and I'm proud of where I've come in my progress. It doesn't matter to me if you know how far I've come or where I'm going. What you see in the moment is me. And this person is proud of the progress I've made, and I don't need to apologize to anyone about that. I don't have to put up a fake mask. I don't have to wear a jacket that I think everybody thinks is cool and gives me status that says I have more money. I don't need to drive the car that everybody thinks he must have $100,000 a year job. He's awesome. That doesn't define me. Money does not define me. Clothes don't define me. Nothing defines me. What defines me is the stuff you don't see. That's my brain. It's my heart. It's my soul. My physical body is the vessel that I carry to represent that. That's why, that's the one thing. Forget everything else. How you carry yourself as a person is what's going to define your wealth, your value, your worth to this world. How valuable is your purpose to this world? That's for each individual person to figure out. I feel my value is very valuable. Excuse me, what was that? I feel my value has worth, because when I'm out in this world, I feel like if I can get through a day and I've affected lives positively and not in a selfish way where you're looking to get something back. That's not the way to do it. We're talking about going out and actually helping people and not expecting anything in return. The brave never fall is all about, in its core foundation, helping other people. And I say the least you could do for people each day is be there to listen. That's why I say you can kill two birds with one stone with listening. Not only are you listening to somebody who wants to tell you something, you're making the choice to do it. It's not like someone is forcing you to do it. But you're also learning not only about that individual, but about individuals in general. Because there's always a baseline. There's something that we all have as humans that are going to be there that you can kind of gauge people on. If you had to make a graph, there are baseline things that you can say, okay, this is the foundation. These types of people tend to do this and this and this, and they get these outcomes. Negatively or positively, they get these outcomes. And you can start figuring out your own rhythm and how you fit in that graph. Is it important overall to figure out how you fit in with other people? In some ways it is, because you want to fit in with people who are going to make you the best person you can be. Because unfortunately, unless you go out into the middle of nowhere in the Arctic, you're going to be around people. And unfortunately, if you live in a country like I'm in the United States, you are forced to do certain things every day to get up. And to make money, you got to go to work. We just like to go to some place where we're making a difference. We're enjoying our work somewhat. And we're not being forced to live a life that we don't want to if we don't have to. Because there are opportunities and there are ways to get out of certain situations. These are podcasts I'm going to touch on in the future about people and communities and lifestyles, and that people where there's no hope, there are ways to get out of it. I've been there. I can tell you that for sure. There are ways to get out of hopeless situations, no matter what situation you're in. Believe me, I've been there, and I know you can work your way out of it. I've done it. And the important part is that you have to first fight your fears, because fear is one thing that I think can disrupt your rhythm in life more than anything. Because life has a heartbeat, and it's important to balance your rhythm. And you want to know how your heartbeat coincides and aligns with life around you. And again, everybody's different. Our bubbles are different. We're moving around in different places, and we're going to link up with situations and people and places that if you walk up to a random individual and said, hey, this is my life story, can you tell me yours? Drastically different, but you guys live 3 miles away. And, it's that kind of thing where it's like, it doesn't matter how much work you get with other people. There's a lot of work internally you have to do for yourself first. And I felt like one of the things that held me back in life for far too long was fear. Fear really took a toll on me throughout my entire life. And recently, up into the time of this podcast, about maybe 2 or 3 years ago, where I would go through bouts. It was almost like an addiction, because fear in some ways can comfort you because it shields you. It protects you from things that make you uncomfortable. So if you like a certain type of job and you're like, I like this job, I wouldn't mind making a little bit more money. How come I'm not doing that? And you think about it, and I went through this. It's because I was afraid that I couldn't do another job. Like, this was comfortable because I got good at it. I should stay here. Then you think about it, but I'm miserable when I'm not here. I really wish I could make more money. Maybe I should try to go do something I've never done before and really step out of my comfort zone. And it's scary because then you have to make a decision. Your nice, comfortable job, nobody's bothering you. You're choosing to leave a comfortable job. Let me explain something to you that is very valuable. This is a very, very good lesson to learn, and it's very true. Not everyone on this planet is equipped to make a decision so drastic in their life in a moment that affects not only themselves but other people, that when you have to make a decision to leave your job, it is hard. It is very hard. Because people are looking at you like you're crazy. Why are you leaving a job that is paying you this amount of money to go out and do something that you have no idea you're gonna make it? And I'm not talking about you've already found a job. I'm talking about when you got to a point where you're like, I have a job opportunity over here and I'm just gonna go take it. You didn't think about it. You didn't even really plan your exit strategy. You just said, okay, I'm gonna go do it. I trust my intuition enough where I'm going to go do it. I don't recommend it to everybody because it is very hard, but I've done it a couple of times and it has bettered my life in ways that I can never imagine. The confidence you get when you leave something that's comfortable to get something better and still be comfortable, your mind says, wow, what was that? Were you settling? What else are you settling with? Then it starts to translate. Okay, well, if I could do that, well, why can't I do that same thing with my fitness? Why can't I eat better? Why can't I be a better friend? Why can't I upgrade everything? Why can't I raise the bar with everything? Why was everything based on money? Why was my happiness based only on my job? Why can't I be a better parent? Why can't I be a better student? A better son? I started thinking about all that. And then I thought, it's every time I would go to another area, what was lying there was fear. Oh, well, I got these friends over here. They're good friends. I don't know if they're great friends. I don't know if they're really the type of friends I really want to hang out with. Maybe there's some better friends out there. But, the fear tells you you're going to be alone for a while. Is that really worth it, buddy? And you stick with them. You stick with them for far too long and you find yourself in negative situations. You have to let them go. So you do. Your life it doesn't happen overnight. That's what makes it scary. That's where fear really grabs you because it knows that you're going to go through this dark period where the transition is going to suck. Like with a job. Yeah, you are leaving a job, but you might go to a job where they're going to pay you more, but you're going to be without a check for a little bit. You're going to have a learning curve and you better perform. The pressure's on. You better find the right job because you left a good one. So that's scary. That's where fear gets you. Family members, you want to cut them off because some family members are toxic. You can't find all the family members out of thin air. Money doesn't grow on trees, even though that's not true because paper, technically money does grow on trees because money is paper. But family members don't grow on trees. So if you leave a particular family member, especially if it's a close one, where are you going to get another one? Is these people going to be there for you after you try to discard them? Fear wants you to know that. But what you need to realize is that what was the root cause of the problem where you felt like you need to leave a toxic family member in the first place? And if these people are not going to be there for you, then why are you wasting your time? It doesn't matter if they're blood. It doesn't matter if they adopted you. Family is no different than friends if people are toxic in your life. Now, that's different from having a job that you feel like is a little better, because you can't say, hey, mom, dad, you guys are pretty good. I'm comfortable with you guys, but I'm going to go find me some even more comfortable, richer parents. See you guys later. So obviously it doesn't translate like that on that level where you're talking about being comfortable. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about making changes because you want better in your life. Making changes because you want better in your life. Bruce Lee is one of my favorite people of all time. Anybody who knows me, that's one of my mentors. I've loved him ever since I was a kid. My dad loved him. I grew up watching all of his movies, and when you branch off from Bruce Lee, you go into other philosophies, which is why I'm the Tao Te Ching is one of my is my personal little religion there. But he went through a thing similar to that, where being common and doing things the way he was taught had to make a change. Because he was with Wing Chun, with if you ever seen the Ip Man movies, you know that Master Ip was the master of Wing Chun, and Bruce Lee was one of his students. Bruce Lee later realized that a lot of the Wing Chun aspects of it was great for what it was. But when he came over to America and he was showing martial arts, and he was fighting some Americans who were boxers, wrestlers, mixed martial artists, judo, jiu-jitsu, just you name Thai, you name it. He realized Wing Chun didn't work as well as he thought. He's a smaller man. He's fighting. What do you do with Wing Chun when you're fighting a man who is 6'4" and he's a wrestler boxer? Good luck with that. He's gonna throw you through a freaking window. So Bruce Lee had to come up with what we all know as Jeet Kune Do. It's basically your defense and your attack is pretty much the same thing. And what the whole point of it is that, yes, he was very good at something that worked very well. He learned from a master. But he had to incorporate his own thing that fit his own body and how he could take down obstacles. Now he came up with a style where a 6'4" boxer, puncher, wrestler is coming at him, and now he has a form to deal with it. He now came up with a way to deal with it. It didn't mean he dismissed what he had before. He built upon what was already there and adapted it for himself and for people like him. Now that's a long-winded way of saying you take what you have and from others and you build upon it and you coalesce it back down into yourself, where now you have your own special way of getting through life. You have a certified foundation, but you also have your own unique techniques that work for you, that you put in place so you can go forward knowing you can take down the big obstacles in your way, on your path. But at the same time, know that you can also teach that to others, and they can take it, apply it, and do the same thing for themselves. That's life. That's addressing life with its heartbeat. Because life is beating. It has its own rhythm itself. And balance is having that frequency where I like to just have a nice... it doesn't always have to be a flatline balance. Like, the waves of life are just all over the place and you just have this flat line going straight through it. I don't feel like I'm doing that. I feel like my balance does have movement. The difference is that it flows. It has a nice gradual flow to it. There's no sharp shoot. You don't want your wave pattern to be an EKG, okay? You don't you don't want to be going through life and all of a sudden you go up, down. You don't want angles, sharp 90-degree, 45-degree angles in your on your line going through these frequencies. You want organic, round, very balanced ebb and flow. And I think that is the key to trying to figure out balance for me. I know when I have to turn it up and be intense, not only with myself, with my workouts, with my running, but with people, with my job, my performance, my thought process, my self-discipline, my self-love. But I also know when I need to tone it back and reflect and meditate and make sure that I'm the type of person I need to be, not only for myself, but the people who rely on me and the people I'm trying to help. That's the healthy balance. And I love that about people who have this very big presence and essence and have this intensity about them, but they also are tender. They have a nice, empathetic way of talking to people. So yeah, you can be an alpha male, but you also have a way of being able to be in tune with all types of people from all walks of life. It doesn't matter. I can talk to a little 4-year-old kid and have a very long conversation with these kids, and they walk away, and I feel like I made not so much of an impression, but they took something away from the conversation that might benefit them. Maybe they won't remember it, but there has to be something there. And the same goes for the random stranger you meet on the street. There's always something there. The question is, you. Let's turn it to you. What are you doing? Has any of this so far resonated with you in a way where you feel like there are things you're doing, but you need to raise the bar just a little bit higher, and what's holding you back may be some fear there? If that's the case, confronting that fear is one of the first steps. There's a lot of first steps to get into a place where you're fully balanced and you're in rhythm with the heartbeat of life. But I always felt fear needs to be addressed. You have to get that out of your heart, out of your soul, and out of your mind. It will shred you apart. It will keep you handcuffed in your own reality, because what you're afraid of is nothing that anybody else out there that is going through life and living life haven't dealt with. You're not going through anything that other people in this world are going through. The only difference is, what are you doing about it? Because yes, there are things in life that have come into our lives that have changed us forever, and there was nothing we can do about it. We feel like we have been oppressed by our own mind, our own experiences. But the uniqueness that comes with life also becomes the uniqueness, the uniqueness that is you. So you have to figure out you, and you have to figure out what you're afraid of. What's holding you back mentally? What are your nightmares telling you? What is your anxiety telling you? What is your depression telling you? These are things you have to figure out. And I went through it. I can speak from experience. They almost drowned me to the point where, yes, I did at one point think about ending my life many times. And I just could not commit to that thought for very long. Because I always thought to myself, if it was one thing I give myself credit for, it was knowing that I had something to do in this world. I just needed to figure it out. That's purpose. That's fulfilling purpose. You have to figure that out. It's so important. You have to figure it out. It is one of those things where you have to figure it out. It's telling you, you don't have to figure it out immediately. Again, you're walking at your own pace, your own rhythm here. You don't need to be forced into a life of, I think this is what my purpose is. No, I'm 40 years old and I just now figured out what my purpose is, and it may change drastically in the next 20 years. I don't know. I just know in this moment, I was meant to help people. And the brave never falls, my brick is my foundation to build my wall of help. And I'm going to do that. And I knew that even when I didn't know that. Even back in my early 20s and when I was a teenager, when I just could not figure out what I was supposed to do. I was good at all these different things. I wasn't great at anything. And I'm trying to pick and choose. Should I be a musician? Should I be an athlete? Should I be a book writer? Should I be a film student? Should I be a singer? Should I be a musician? It was just all over the place. But I started thinking, why can't I be all of them? And I started just saying, I'm going to take all my talents and I'm going to combine them into one. And that's where I came up with, I would love to be a film student, which is something I still want to do. It's not important as me helping people, but it's almost there. I love storytelling, but I look at it almost as a little treat hobby now. If I do anything in life, I make any money off of storytelling, that's a treat hobby. And I'm going to do it. I still love to do it, but it's never going to be more important than me helping people. That is my true value. That is my true worth. That is what fuels my self-love, because no one could ever take that away from me. And that's what you want. That's when you know your purpose is there. When you know, no matter what happens to you in life, that passion cannot be taken from you. No matter how hard life tries, no matter how hard people try, no matter how hard your circumstances get, your passion is going to be there. Because no one can take that away from you but your damn self. And you have no one to blame but yourself if your passion is taken away from you. Because that is something that burns in you. It will never go away from you if it's true passion. If it's a true purpose, your true purpose will never leave you. It's in there. You just have to find it. You have to find it. You have to find yourself. You have to find the bravery and be bold about it, to go out and fight those fears. Whatever's holding you back, you fight against it and you fight hard. You owe it to yourself. That's what self-love is. You love yourself too much to let fear dictate your life. You love yourself way too much to have life move with you and just push you around. You love yourself too much to not give yourself a chance. You love yourself too much not to listen to your heart, not to listen to your mind, your soul, and your body. Self-love is that. When you find self-love, you'll find self-discipline. Self-discipline will keep you on that path. It will keep you focused. It will make that purpose sit on that horizon. You'll see it as bright as day. Yes, it's far away, may be hard to obtain. If it's not hard to obtain, then you should find something else to do, because it shouldn't be easy. It should be something you have to work at every single day, because that's when you know it's important. If you don't wake up feeling it and breathing it and feeling it in your energy and your essence, it's not your purpose. It's not. It's an illusion. Your purpose will fuel you to be disciplined. You'll be so disciplined about it, you don't even realize it. People will tell you you're disciplined about it. You're just saying, hey, I'm doing what I love to do. I'm doing what I'm called to do. And fear isn't holding me back. So I'm just doing it. I'm not afraid of anything. It doesn't matter what people say. All the judgment is gone. All the manipulation from people, the toxic people, all that's gone. You found yourself. These are not just words. These are things that are going to help you in life. These are things that I've lived through. They're not just words. When you can find the strength to overcome fear, the freedom you have in life to deal with people and circumstances and how you deal with it, it is the greatest feeling ever. It's an awakening. When people talk about being woke is when you figure yourself out and you figure out your true purpose. Because then it will not turn off. I can't unturn off my purpose now. Once you figure it out, you figure it out. And that's it. You can't turn it on and off. Now you can mute it. You can say I'm taking a break from it, but it'll never go away. It'll always be there. But that's what's great about it. Because that's you. Your purpose is you. We're all connected in this nexus of life, is what I always say. The nexus of life, you have to find your place in it. You can't just run from it. It will push you towards it. A wasted life is when you've been pushed towards something and there's a calling for you to do and you just refuse to do it. That's when you don't have self-love for yourself. That's what self-love is when you're saying your mind and your body and your heart and your soul is telling you you should be doing a certain thing and you're refusing to do it and you're purposely making another decision and you're sabotaging your own life. If that's your path, The only person you can blame is yourself, because you didn't attempt to see any other way. And if that's your story, that's your story. And no one can change that for you. If that's what you want for yourself, that's what you want. If you're listening to this, I truly believe that's not what you want. You want to be in balance. You want to be in rhythm with the heartbeat of life. And I salute you for that. I salute you for that. Because it's not easy. You've taken on the chore of getting through life through self-discipline and with self-love. And that's a gift. And that means you're a gift to this world. If no one has told you this today, I love you. You deserve to hear that. Salute to you all. The brave never fall.